Open it up with Steve. Front
Justin,
row.
gotta ask you there, the last touchdown to Wilson, the play before you get blasted pretty good, carrying out the fake. Just how much satisfaction did you get out of the next play, making almost a perfect pass on that ball over the top to Wilson?
I mean, we do so much work in practice. That was just a routine play for us. So I like the mismatch on Garrett, and I thought he was way better than the corner that was on him. So I just went up to Garrett, and then it just happened like we practiced for us. So really nothing else. It was just a routine play for us.
To the left, Austin. Justin, how would you describe the confidence or mindset of this team right now?
I think we're very confident right now. I mean, we came into Lincoln. The crowd was amazing here. They have amazing fans, and we had to play with I guess a big crowd, and they were loud at the beginning at least. But I think we handled it well, and we just came out and just jumped on them early and didn't let up. So I think we did a good job.
As loud as they were, how does it feel to silence them the way you did?
I mean, it feels great. I think the offense did a great job, O-line did a great job, and the defense definitely did a great job. So I think we played well on both sides of the ball.
So left, Doug.
Justin, how would you describe what your running ability does for this offense, and in particular the first touchdown when you didn't seem to have anybody open and you run 15 yards? What did you see on that play?
I just saw really the tight end. So that was a read to the tight end. So I just saw that the tight end wasn't open, and I looked at JK, he wasn't open, so I just took down a run, and then the lane was wide open, so I just did what I'm used to and just ran the ball really. So
and that element though for this offense, that even when a team plays good coverage and takes your guys away, that you can do that. What do you think that does to an opposing defense?
It definitely causes the defense more stress, so I feel like the defense has to pay attention to me, JK, and then the passing game. So it definitely causes them more stress, and I think we'll just keep getting better as the season goes on.
Bill?
Justin, you and your team is making it look easy. Does it feel that way on the field? Do you feel like he can do what you want, whatever you want almost?
I mean, it definitely feels easy going out there and playing, and I think that just goes into practice. I mean, we practice hard every day, especially Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I think the harder we practice, the easier the game will be.
A couple more, Clay.
Yeah, Justin, the word statement's always kind of overused in sports, but what kind of message did you send kind of in prime time to the rest of the country tonight?
I mean, they saw what was going on out there, so I just felt like our defense did a great job, as I said before, and then the offense did a tremendous job. The O-line did a tremendous job, and also the coaches with the play calling and everything like that. So I think we were kind of clicking on all cylinders today.
Two more. We'll go Dan.
Justin, I know you guys try to take it week to week, but when you are playing as well as you have so far this season, is it hard not to think ahead about what the possibilities could be for this team?
No, not really. I mean, we try to keep it week to week because in the recent years, as we all know, we've definitely slipped up in the past. So we're definitely not doing that again this year. So we're just going to try to focus on game by game and just take one game at a time.
Jared?
Hey, Justin, when you talk about going into the game, did you all think you'd be able to establish the run the way that you did with 230 rush yards in the first half? Was that a part of the plan, or did that just materialize through the game?
I mean, our O-line's great. Coach Stud does a great job with those guys, so it definitely wasn't surprising to see. And I just think the running backs, JK and Master, and Marcus at the end did a great job running the ball down their throats and just being physical with them. So, I mean, it wasn't really surprising to see for me at least.
Two more. All right.
Justin, this is you're off to a fast start this year, but this is the first time you're playing on the road in a very hostile environment. The way this could be a time for a sophomore making his first, start on the road like this to stumble. What was your, temperament coming into this game, and how quickly did you?
I felt kind of calm and confidence coming into this game, so I think that just goes with preparation. So if you prepare hard, I mean, you have nothing to be worried about in the game, and just really go back to, I guess, your training. So coach talks about that all the time. When we all get on the field, we just go back to training, and I think we train really hard. So I definitely think that makes the game easier.
The last one, Dennis.
Justin, when you got to Ohio State, when did you realize you could do these type of things in this offense?
I mean, Coach Day told me right from the get-go. I mean, and so did Dwayne. I mean, this offense is a great offense, and I feel like it fits me well. We have a great passing game, great running game, and I think the offense is just great on really all things really. So, yeah.
Thank you, Justin.
Thanks.
Hey, folks, I'm gonna kinda try to keep this as brief as possible. We'll let you get as many questions as we can in, but just in order to get some players and a couple of coaches. Open up right over here.
Write the questions, right?
Pardon me?
Go write the questions.
Write the questions,
Yeah,
over here on the right, Clay.
Yeah, has it ever looked that good on the field in practice? Precision, the pace at which you scored tonight?
I don't know. Watch the film and see. It's never as good or as bad as you think when you watch it on film. But I'm proud of the way the guys came out here and played hard. They kind of stepped right in. And, we talked about it all week, what it was going to take to go win this game on the road. And we kind of came in hitting on all cylinders. And I thought we tackled well on defense. We created some turnovers again, created a short field, and we ran the ball. And that was great to see. I thought the line did a good job. The backs ran hard, and we, Justin made some throws. We made some really big-time throws. And when you combine all that together with good special teams, proud of the way the guys played.
Was there a message you sent to the country tonight in prime time, if you will?
No, I mean this is just us trying to improve every week and get better. And this was a major challenge for us, so I'm proud of that. But we still got a long way to go. This doesn't mean anything if we don't keep it going.
Front row left over here, Bill.
Your defense, again, Jeff Cooper with 2 picks and Jordan with the interception, just the way you smothered them. How much of that is the fact that they go against your offense every day and you guys feed off each other, both sides?
Well, in spring and then in preseason, we go against each other and really compete hard, and it's iron sharpens iron. And but I think the coaches are doing a great job getting these guys prepared. I think Jeff and Greg are doing a great job. I think the whole defensive staff prepares these guys and really works hard on that. And I think physically, when you look at what Mick does and getting these guys ready that way, because when you come into an environment like this, you have to be prepared, mentally, knowing what you're doing, physically, and then emotionally. And when you can do all three of those things, then you can have a night like we did. And there's a lot that goes into that during the week, and it goes back to how we practice. And we practice really hard, and we always say that it goes back to your training when you go step on the field. And if we can keep this thing going, then we have a chance.
Right behind him, Bill.
Ryan, this is probably the best collection of offensive skill you guys have seen to this point, and it might be the best collection you've seen moving forward at least for a couple more weeks. I'm just wondering if you had this game circled at all or in your head at all as a true benchmark of where you guys were defensively and how you think those guys did.
It's something that when we looked on the schedule, we knew this was going to be hard. We kind of assumed it would be something like this environment, even back in February. It was going to be hard, and Scott and those guys do a great job. And so, we've been preparing for this game for a while. And I don't know, again, in terms of a benchmark or anything like that. But anytime you go on the road and have to win a night game, we know it's not easy in this conference. So it's just one other game. We're 1-0 on Saturday night, and that's the goal. And then we regroup tomorrow, and we're after Michigan State. So.
Some looked like, almost traditional life form kind of offense stuff they tried to do, but it seemed like your response to that was to put 4 backers in the field, and then you've got this bullet position, and you're just trying to be sort of parroting your plan. But how much through these 5 games so far do you just feel like you guys have a lot of answers for whatever's going to throw?
That was a great job by our staff of adjusting, because that was a curveball. They did some things there that there was some throwback stuff there. And they were coming downhill there for a second. I mean, it was good job by our defensive staff of adjusting and kind of getting that under control, because there's been games I've been in where someone throws that on you and you can't adjust. You if you're not ready for that kind of stuff. So again, I thought our guys did a good job adjusting on the move.
Hey, folks, just FYI, Coach Greg Madison is in the very back. If anybody wants to talk with him, we're going to go over to the left shoulder over here, Doug.
Ryan, the way your offensive line has played this year, especially on a night like this, when you have Josh in there at right tackle, just where do you think that line is right now?
In terms of just
offensive line.
yeah, no. Well, when you look at Josh Allaby, he's somebody who you talk about having a great attitude and being a team player. He comes in and steps in at right tackle, and we'll see how he grades out. But I know that line did a good job blocking people. And so, I mean, I noticed him on some plays doing really, really well. So to have a guy like that step up and play, I think the way he played, that's a tribute to our depth and Stud and everybody up front. And, hats off to Josh, man. He played really, really good tonight. I think. We'll have to watch the film again, but I'll have a better idea when we talk this week. But he stepped in a big way.
And we've seen Justin's running ability. We know that's there. We know that he's been judicious with it. You guys have been. But, for instance, the first touchdown when they play good coverage and he just runs it in like that, what kind of stress does that put on a defense when he has that ability?
Yeah, we went through it all week with Adrian because he does the same thing. He can do those kind of things. And when you have everything covered, and then all of a sudden, you have to worry about him scrambling. And, when you have to put a guy and spy him, that's one less guy in coverage. So it certainly is a huge advantage.
Front row left, Austin.
Ryan, this might be hard to exactly quantify, but you've said that Justin is ahead of maybe where you thought he would be, and you pointed to this first 6 weeks as being important for his development. How far has he exceeded your expectations?
We'll see next week. I mean, we're got a huge one next week against one of the best defenses in the entire country. So that's going to be a huge one. Up to this point, he's done a really good job. Still really hasn't played 4 quarters yet. Hasn't been in the fire where you got to go win the game in the fourth quarter. So we'll see. But I thought he made some big time decisions tonight. He made some big time throws. Did a great job with his legs. Ran a clean game. Managed the game again. No turnovers. So again, a lot of credit to him. He's doing a great job.
Right next door, Ari.
The way that, you just mentioned that he hasn't played 4 quarters, is that part of the emphasis of leaving him in as long as they did? What was the, thought process?
Well, they're a great team, and they're no huddle, and they can strike at any time. It's a good offense there, and I just wasn't sure at that time, where the game was going. They kind of came down and scored. Chase was out of the game, and that was a tough decision to make. But we decided maybe one more drive to keep those guys in there and be smart. You look back sometimes, you can second guess yourself, but that was the decision you made at the time. It's a good problem to have, but it certainly is gut wrenching because you don't want to lose anybody at that moment, but at the same time you also don't want to lose the game and get it out of hand. And all of a sudden, we've all seen that before. The UCLA game last week, or all of a sudden a couple things happen and heaven forbid we fumble that kickoff return with Jamison, and now all of a sudden you're in it, and that's what scares the heck out of you. So those are the decisions you make.
We're going to go 3 more questions with Coach right here, but just FYI, folks, Austin Mack and Malik Harrison are in the back. Over here to the right, Steve.
Yeah, Coach. Last week, Adrian Martinez, 446 yards total offense at Illinois. You guys held him to 121. And I know obviously there's opponents and everything else, but just your thought of the job that coaches, players did in putting together a plan to contain a guy who's not easy to contain.
Yeah, I mean that was the goal going in because he's the guy who gets that offense going, and we knew that coming in. And Adrian's a heck of a player, and he's going to continue to be a heck of a player here. But I thought our guys did a good job of running the ball, tackling, and when we had opportunity to get turnovers in the pass game, we made those catches. Sometimes that doesn't always happen. It's like you get your hands on a pass and then you throw it out. Oh, we almost had that one, and the next play goes for a first down. Well, we made those catches, and guys made plays. Even the one that Jeff caught that was a little bit funky there. He was on the ground and caught it, but he made the catch. You got to make those plays, and hats off to all those guys, Jeff and Jordan. And then also Damon makes a great job. They ran a double move on us. It was a slant and go, and he covered that, which was huge in the game. So those little things add up, especially in that first quarter.
And final 2 over here, we're going to go Adam, and then after Adam, Rob.
Ryan, other than Justin and a few others, all these guys are part of last year where things weren't easy very often. I'm just curious, what have you seen their approach to these games or any game or just anything? How is that different from a maturity standpoint and growth standpoint from last year?
I think anytime you have experience and you've gone through this before, it's important. I asked the guys how many guys have been in the stadium before, and I think it was maybe half of them raised their hand. So there's some experience in this group, and those guys are hungry. They want to play good, and when I do bed check at night, they got their tips out and all their notes, and they're watching film, and it matters to them. And we're talking about what it means to be a pro, and they're grabbing onto it. Both sides of the ball right now. It's a really good group.
We've seen snippets of Justin's running tonight. It really kind of came alive, I guess, and really flashed. Has this been quite the plan to reveal it slowly, and it just
No, no. I mean, like we talked about early on, it was going to be a journey, and where this goes week in and week out, it changes. Having the ability to use his feet is huge, though. I mean, that's a weapon, as we talked about, and it makes a huge difference. But he's also a really good passer, and we have a really good offensive line with multiple tight ends. So we like to do all of the above, and just try to put as much stress as we can on the defense.
Great, Coach, thank you very much.
No problem.
Hey, folks, we're gonna bring Jeff Okuda up to the front here right now.
Jeff Okuda's coming to the podium. Okuda to the podium.
Jeff Spencer.
I think it did give me some confidence just to be able to at least show myself that I can do it. So coming out here and then following up with a pretty good performance, I think that just kind of speaks to the confidence that I came into the game with.
Jeff, I keep hammering this thing of making a statement, sending a message, etc. What do you think the country saw out of Ohio State tonight?
I would say the country saw what we were echoing in the locker room before the game is we are who we think we are because we put in the work and then we also put it on film. So I know everyone was kind of doubting the schedule, but I mean I think that we were able to show what we're capable of doing.
Do you feel like this is the most complete game that the secondary has played?
Yeah, I think at one point in the fourth quarter, with maybe 6 minutes left, they had 26 passing yards. So I would say that we didn't play we played Nebraska that's a really good team. Adrian Martinez is a really good quarterback. So I think that we're able to kind of show I guess a glimpse of what we can do. What clicked today? I think that we've been building every single week. The goal is always to get 1% better. So I think just this game today was another step forward in the right direction.
Jeff, you can talk about the first interception. It looks like you make a great read. Was that pass pattern something you guys prepared for all week? Thinking that was going to be there. You cut right.
I just want I want to give Coach Hafley all the credit for that because he just told me when I'm on the number 3, I need to expect a special. So just being with Coach Hafley, I think that he's someone that's really changed my whole career. From the perspective I see the football game, he's made me such a better player, and I can't thank him enough for that.
Jeff, can you just describe this environment here, playing in a primetime game, big time, matchup with Nebraska, and how you guys came out and shook all the nerves?
I think that in Nebraska, that's one of the crazy environments. Their fans are really loyal because this is a storied football program, and I kind of compare their fans to the ones up there at Penn State. These guys, they're riding for this team 100%. You could even see when we got up, they were still there cheering on first down. So I think when you have a crowd like that, you have to let all the other guys know we're going into a dogfight. They're going to be loud, so you have to block the noise.
Jeff, I know that you guys try to focus on week to week, but when you're playing this well, is it hard not to think ahead about what this team's potential could be?
I think it's not really because if you look in the past, we've been here before. We're not at any uncharted levels. We've been 4-0, 5-0 before. So I think the goal now is to have a complete season, don't have any slip-ups. So if we take it week by week and don't look ahead, don't look past anybody, I think that we'll be just fine.
What do you think if you do that, though? What do you feel like this team's potential is right now?
I think the sky's the limit. So I'm just really excited. The secondary is finally clicking. D-line Chase has been having an amazing year, and what's also good is the linebackers are playing like a tight-knit unit. That you saw Pete Werner over there almost decapitated someone, so it's just kind of special to see everyone playing in the Bullets at all 3 levels. I don't know. I just think that we do a lot of ball drills as a secondary. So again, shout out to Coach Hafley for that. So I was just able. I saw it, I tipped it, and sometimes you got to thank the football god, so to say.
How crazy is it for you to go from having no interceptions to 3 interceptions in just 2 weeks?
I think it's crazy, but like I said, it's also a testimony to how well prepared we've been every single week. Coach Hafley's been, like I said, he's one of the best coaches I've ever been around. So, even when I got called up, I wanted to just thank him. He's made me such a great player.
Hey, what last question for, I'll put him right here.
Losses at Iowa and Purdue. Is that really a message to the team?
Then we'll bring Jordan up here.
I think that what we had to do, I told the defense, just leave all self-doubt in this locker room. Like, just lean on your brother. When it gets hard, just lean on your brother. So, I mean, we knew that they were going to get their plays. So the goal was to just don't let that define the defense. Like, we got to move past that. And I think that even when you saw that series when they were able to drive down the field and get inside the 25, we stayed resilient. And I think that spoke to how we got off the field with the turnover.
Great. Jeff, thank you so much.
All right. Y'all take care.
Folks, we're gonna bring Jordan Fuller up to the podium, and I believe he'll be our last student athlete today.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Go ahead, guys, you can open up with questions.
Jordan, I know you guys try to focus on week to week, but when you're playing this well, is it hard not to think about what the potential of this team could be?
No, to be honest, I think it makes you want to press even more, just to keep the momentum going. Because, I mean, last year we experienced, we know the ability for it to be taken away. You know what I'm saying? So we'll never take that for granted. So we approach every week the same.
Do you feel like you guys are playing with a different level of confidence, especially as a defense, than maybe you were last season?
Yeah, I think so. And I think it's come from all our preparation. And then just seeing the results on the field it's the best feeling in the world. Seeing everybody go eat like that on the field, it's just fun. You're good.
It seems like every year you have a game where you make a game-changing interception. Back-to-back Michigan games and this one. I think you find yourself in the right place at the right time in those situations. And how do you think you have that kind of
I think it's just being in the right place at the right time and just relying on my pass rush and just listen to my coaches and being where I'm supposed to be. And I think that's just where it comes from. In this defense, if you're in the right spots, your plays will come to you. So yeah, my pick is all on Chase and Coop and those boys, for sure.
What do you think you guys are doing differently as a defense that's just leading to so much more success so far this season?
I think it's probably a combination of things, but I think it's the confidence and just the fully knowing like what you're doing on a specific play, just fully knowing what your job is, and just communication as well. And yeah, just letting God's gifts take over at that point.
Jordan, what's it like? It's prime time. You're in here at Saturday night prime time. Everybody's watching. What's it like to come out of here with this big win tonight and let everybody know around the country who Ohio State is?
I mean, it's great. I feel like we still have a lot of people doubting us, but yeah, that's out of our control. All we can control is how we play on Saturdays, and I think so far we've done a pretty good job of that. We work so hard during the week, so I always say Saturdays are payday, and we definitely collected a check.
Jordan, going up against Justin Fields and practice, how does that allow you to?
I mean, to have the best dual threat quarterback in the country, in my eyes, I mean, going against him in practice every single day, I mean, there's no better look you could ask for. So yeah, I think he's prepared us really well. Obviously, we had a couple slip ups during the game, but I think overall we did a good job like containing him.
Jordan, a lot of the turnovers you guys have forced to make some line of those chip backs and stuff. Today, you guys got your opportunity to force out turnovers. What clicked today in comparison to like the other games?
I think through the first few weeks, I think all the DBs have been in like the right spots, but just I mean, they haven't really gotten the ball off like that. But yeah, they got the ball off a couple times today, and we just took advantage of being in the right position at the right time, and just our rush making the quarterback flustered. I think that's what it came down to.
Jordan, how does this you touched on that. You're still trying to prove some people wrong. What is there that
I still feel like people think it's not real yet, and I mean maybe our fans don't feel like that, maybe you guys don't feel that way, but I know there's people out there that don't really believe the hype yet. So I mean,
yeah, sorry, JK was saying you guys can still play better. So do you think it's real right now?
I mean I think it's real, but we got a long way to go though. We've had some lopsided wins, but I mean when you look at the film, there's so many places and areas that we could get better. So yeah, we're just gonna lock in on those and just try to shore those out.
Jordan, how does this team feel compared to last year? Just an overall ability and talent and everything else?
It has a lot of similarities, but I just feel really close, just as a team, and just we feed off each other. I think that's a big thing, and I mean, whenever a team makes a play against us, we don't waver at all. It's all we just rely on our preparation and rely on each other, and I think that's what a great team does.
You guys off balance a little bit when they went to that high formation. How'd you guys fix that?
That's more of a linebacker, D-line question.
It seems like this year, you guys have been able to, when Scott's been going against you like that, it seems like you've been able to address it more quickly this year than last year, right? What's different this year than last year?
Last question right there.
Going, all of a sudden you can just shut it down immediately. What's different this year compared to last year?
I think it's just the identification of like knowing what your job is, like on every single play, and then when we address it on the sideline, it's never like a huge fix. So I think it's just a tribute to our coaches, really, and our players just taking the adjustments from the sideline and bringing them to the field.
Great, Jordan. Thank you very much. I got to get him out of here, Clay.
Where did Ryan go out?
Yes,
Oh, I missed it.
I get it from both sides.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, Mike.